Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and we have a very fascinating program this evening. And before we go any further, I would like you to download our app, which is NNN Media, which works on both Android and Apple devices. In that way, you can listen to our talk shows and also watch our talk shows, which are live video streamed to YouTube and also Google Plus. While you are on YouTube, you can also watch more than 600 videos we have accenting our experience here in the Houston area. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, NIK NIKAM Network, where we keep you abreast of what's happening in and around the Houston area. Today we have a fascinating topic. This is the month for celebration of Indian festivals, and in recognition of that, we have two special guests whom I'm going to introduce shortly. Before we go any further, as you all know, this is the month for celebration of Navaratri, which just started yesterday. It's going to be there for 9 days. That's going to be followed by Dussehra, and after that, we are going to have Diwali in the early part of November. So we have two special guests. My special guests are Geetha Ravula and Sridhar Ravula. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who are going to talk to us and educate us about what is Navaratri, what is Dussehra festival, what is Diwali, and also they are going to talk about their involvement with the Dussehra festival, which is coming up on October 17th. And if you haven't seen it, here's the flyer for the Dussehra festival, which is going to be held at the Skeeters Stadium on October 17th between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. So that make sure that you get your tickets from Suleka.com or any other Indian grocery stores so that you can enjoy an entire evening with your entire family. There's going to be bhajans, kirtans, children's costume contests, and Ram Leela stage show, which is going to be followed by a great procession of 40 to 50 floats, just like the Dussehra procession that we used to have in India. And that's going to be followed by burning of the demon Ravan, Meghnad, and Kumbhakarna effigies. After that, we're going to have a spectacular fireworks. And during that time, and both my two guests, Geetha and Sridhar, are going to have a special stage presentation which we are going to talk about. Geetha, welcome to NIK NIKAM Network Talk Show, and we are delighted to have Sridhar. And before we go any further, maybe you can give a little brief introduction about each of you, and then we will proceed with your Ashirwad Blessing School, and we talk about the festive season of our Hindu culture.
Sure. I'm Geetha Ravula, and I'm a founder of a temple called Ashirwad, the Blessing Temple, whose mission is to pass on the age-old spiritual, scriptural knowledge to current and future generation using relevant tools as per the current times.
That's fascinating.
And then I'm Sri Ravula, and then I support Ashirwad, the Blessing Temple activities.
That's very good. And okay, let's talk about what are some of the things that you do at Ashirwad Blessing Temple and School.
So, I mean, Ashirwad, basically, like I said, it's based on the scriptural knowledge, age-old scriptural knowledge, which is very deep and profound. And basically, we apply that, we can apply that knowledge to our physical, mental, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual progress and well-being. So, I mean, we use this knowledge with relevant tools as now, as per current times. So, we started it as iLifestyle classes for kids, and but we are also offering it to adults now.
I see, yeah. Oh, that's fascinating.
It's basically variety, combination of variety of things, starting from yoga for physical well-being and meditation, and different styles, different types of meditation for different people, and inspirational stories from you know, our scriptures, very inspirational stories, very powerful, honest, righteous kings or personality that lives. We get inspiration from them, and shloka chanting and live performances, you know, all that stuff. So basically we make it a more of a lively experience. So that's where we call it relevant per times. So, you know.
That's fascinating.
Yes, yeah.
Sridhar, you want to add anything else?
I think it's basically
Yeah.
everything, coming from our heritage.
Yes.
And then which we believe, which is very much relevant to current times.
Yes.
You
I
can-
think even though the scriptures and mythology are, 10,000 years old, the philosophy that is engraved in these stories is true even to this day and to this minute.
This day, and not only that,
Yeah.
anybody can follow. It's not just for spiritual
right.
enlightenment,
Yeah.
but anybody can follow it. Any lifestyle, if
That's
a
right, yeah.
doctor, student, a homemaker, if you have a busy lifestyle, if you have a moderate lifestyle,
Yeah.
all they can apply this knowledge and progress. And all you need is, I keep saying, 10 minutes of
Yeah.
each day. You need 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can see a real big difference. The perception
Yeah.
towards life will be changed if you apply this knowledge every day for 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's amazing, like the way you
Yeah.
live, and you can silence your mind and you can benefit out of it very profoundly, I mean,
Yeah.
that's something which I really like about this, and it can be applied from children to, elderly, and everybody can use this knowledge.
You're absolutely right. We emphasize so much on studying mathematics, English,
Yes,
studies, and all these things in the academic curriculum. But as we get older and older, we realize that we need, food for the mind, food for the body, and food for the soul.
Yes.
As a result, the spirituality becomes much, much more important as we face real challenges in life. And this
Yeah.
is where I think all these scriptures and all this philosophy that we have studied for thousands of years truly come to fruition
Yes,
in
I mean,
terms
it
of providing
Yeah, exactly.
peace and tranquility to the mind, soul, and
Yes.
body.
It completely balances you. It takes you through all the difficult
That's
situation
right.
very easily. You don't, I mean, you're prepared for every situation. Basically,
Absolutely.
it allows you
Ladies
to-
and gentlemen, you're watching a Triple N talk show. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and my special guests are Geetha Ravula and Sri Ravula, and we are talking about Indian festivities and Indian mythology and also culture and heritage, which is going to give us the mental peace and tranquility which every one of us need. It doesn't matter what profession we are in. Geetha, maybe we can start off by giving the location of your school and contact information, then we can proceed further.
Yeah, the Ashirvad iLifestyle class for 4 years to all the way adults is offered in Katy, Texas.
Yeah.
The phone number to reach us is 281-995-0930 or 281-808-2159. You can also have a lot of information on the web at ashirwadablessing.org. Also our Facebook page, Vedic Fair.
Okay, you also have an annual big festival, right? Let's talk about that for a couple of minutes.
Vedic Fair.
Vedic Fair,
Vedic Fair,
yes.
yes. Yeah, Vedic Fair started as a presentation
Yeah.
for kids. Kids present. It's a place where kids will come and present their
Yeah.
own heritage. So it basically, we started it to encourage kids to present their own heritage.
Yeah.
So they do lots of research, like a few hour. I mean, few hundred. It's a cumulative,
Yeah.
thousands of hours of research.
know.
So about 40 to anywhere 75 presentations are done on that day
Yeah.
on Indian history, Indian heritage. Not only that, we expanded. We started in 2013,
I
and
see.
every year we expanded Vedic Fair to include in the values that come from our heritage,
I see,
and
yeah.
also dance drama. 2013 we did Arjun the Chosen, and then we did Shiv the Mahadev, and then last year we had a drama called Krishna the Blue Man, where Sriji was Krishna. So I mean, it's an educative, entertaining event
Yeah.
where people can come, see, learn how rich our heritage is.
That's fascinating. Okay, let's talk about the festive season of the Hindu culture. So just yesterday, Tuesday, the Navaratri
Yes,
started,
yeah.
and on the 10th day, we're going to have Dussehra festival, which is, of course, going to be enacted on October 17th at the Skeeters Stadium from 4 to 10:30 p.m. And you can get your tickets from Suleka.com or most of the Indian grocery stores. And make sure you come with your entire family, because that's going to be practically a fun-filled evening. And later on in the early part of November, I guess we are going to have Diwali.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's start off with Navaratri. Maybe we can explain what is Navaratri and what does it signify?
I mean, Navratri is 9 nights basically.
Yeah.
Navratri, 9 nights, literally means 9 nights. And
Yeah.
I think this 9 nights is being worshipped, a feminine energy is worshipped these 9
Yeah.
nights. And starting with Ma Kali, Mother Earth, and then 3 days for Ma Lakshmi ji, and the last 3 days for Ma Saraswati ji. So, and then of course Dussehra follows. And different places I think celebrate differently,
That's true,
but
yeah.
basically it's a feminine worship, worshipping Mother Goddess,
That's fascinating, because I come from Karnataka, and of course from Mysore city, which is famous for Dussehra procession. Maharaja sitting on the throne for 10 days during this Navaratri and going on a Dussehra procession, which we're going to highlight. And there we have Chamundi Hill, where there is goddess Chamundeshwari with Mahishasura, the demon who is being killed. And of course, if you go to like Bengalis, they
have Kali Mata, right?
Kali Mata and Mata Durga, all these different things. What did you all do in your state?
In my hometown, it's very, we have a big Kali Mata as well, which is not really popular. She's called Bhadrakali Devi.
I see, yeah.
So Bhadrakali Mata is worshipped every day as a different goddess.
I see, yeah.
So of course, Durga, on Ashtami she's worshipped as Durga Ma. So, and one day she's worshipped as Saraswati Ma. So every day she takes a new avatar, and new decoration, new saris are offered, and it's really festive, and it's really crowded for Navratri because of this Kali Mata. She's very huge in size, right?
Yes.
About 6 feet, or it's very big.
And then they have a popular, just like how they do Garba here. They Batkama.
Oh, I see. Batkama.
Yes,
I see. Yeah.
Which
in
is
the
made
new
with
state
flowers.
of Telangana now.
Yeah.
It's a state festival.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yes.
And also to highlight a little more about this Navaratri, and that's where 9 days of fighting goes on between gods and demons, and all over the Indian subcontinent, I should say, in different forms. And that's where I think they harness the energy from all these devis to provide a means of power for, especially for Sri Ram, to defeat Ravan in Sri Lanka and destroy the entire demon army.
Yes, and even for Durga Ma also, I think all the Tridev poured their energy into Durga Ma, and not only Tridev but all the Devtas poured energy so that she could kill Mahishasur. So that's how I think even Dussehra is celebrated for 2 reasons. One is Durga Ma killed Mahishasur, and Ramji killed Ravanji. So it's both. That's why it's called Vijay Dashmi, because
Vijay means victory.
Victory, yes.
Oh, okay, let's talk about, so the 9 days of war has gone through. On the 10th day, what happens and what do they call it?
On the 10th day, it's a Dussehra. And how we celebrated Dussehra is in South India, it's typical, especially our town. There is a legend from, again, Mahabharata, where Arjun puts his weapons on a tree called Shemi tree. It's also called Gemmi, where it is said that Ma Lakshmi resides on that day in the tree. So people go in the evening, men go to get the stems of that tree, and they get it home, we worship it, and we have a wishes, we write the wishes as a kids, and then we offer it to the tree. It is said that it's a wish filling tree. And we also exchange the leaves of those tree and take blessings of elders. Basically, they say that Lakshmi ji resides. So I think it's, if you look at it in a way, all these days goddess resides in the nature. So you're worshipping Mother Nature.
That's right, yeah. So that's fascinating. And as I said, I come from Karnataka. My hometown is Mysore. And my high school used to be right in front of Maharaja Palace. And as I said, during the 9 days, the Maharaja would be sitting on the throne. Hundreds of thousands of people would gather in front lawn of the Maharaja Palace. On the 10th day, of course, we have the biggest procession in India, I should say, the Maharaja procession, which would go at least 2-3 miles from the palace to Bunny Mantap, and it would be followed by, I don't know, like 50 to 75 floats behind that.
Wow.
That's the inspiration, I think, behind the
That's right.
parade,
That's
Dr.
parade.
Nick.
And that's where we have all the floats coming behind the Maharaja, who will be seated on a big elephant. And they would have like a nice mantap in which he would be sitting, and the whole thing, it would be watched by like 100, 200,000 people standing all across the entire 2 mile or 3 mile
I think it's a huge
distance.
celebration, I think, in
Yeah,
Mysore.
good celebration.
Huge celebration. It's world famous. Lot of
That's right.
like cultural programs, the Maharaja, the parade. I think everything goes on. I think if you're from Karnataka, it's like it's a very big
See,
deal.
now they don't have the Maharaja traveling on the elephant anymore in the procession. Now they have, of course, Devi Chamundeshwari. Statue is carried on that elephant, and still the Dasara procession gets all the attention and the glamour and all the glitter that goes with that.
So it's more of Durgaji's than
similar.
Lord Ram in
That's right,
Mysore,
yeah.
right? Because I think of the Chamundeshwari.
Oh, absolutely. And I remember, we're spending most of the time in front of the palace watching of course, we can't see the Maharaja because it's so far unless you have binoculars. But nonetheless, just hanging around with cousins and all this, it was, very, very.
That's
The
really
whole
a fun-
festiveness of it. The whole
festiveness
festiveness.
and the sweet memories of those, of course, are.
Which you are trying to recreate here on
Unforgettable.
October 17th again.
That is absolutely right. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Triple N Talk Show. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM. We are talking about Indian festivals such as Navratri, Dussehra Mela, and also Diwali. And my special guests are Geetha Ravula and Sri Ravula from Ashirwad Blessing School here in Houston, Texas. And you can also visit our YouTube, which is which has more than 600 video clips accenting our experience here in the Houston area. And you can also watch this live video stream on to Google+. You can follow us on our Facebook page, NIK NIKAM Network, where we keep you abreast of what's happening in and around the Houston area and also around the world for that matter. Okay, let's talk about your involvement with the Dussehra festival this year. You have a special program planned for that.
This year we are showcasing an
Yeah.
evening with Ikshvakus, which is Lord Ramji's dynasty.
Yeah.
So it's a 20-minute showcase starting from the creation and
Yeah.
all the way till Ramji. So I mean that's I mean it's basically talking about each, not really each person, but we took different personalities starting from the creation and to the Ramji. Some popular personalities, some which people don't know also.
I see.
So why Ramji's dynasty was very famous, or why Ramji has incarnated, actually Lord Vishnu has incarnated into Ramji. So it's all about Ikshvaku dynasty.
I see. So, of course, Lord Vishnu is at the top of the whole Hindu mythology dynasty. Can you walk us through all the different avatars that were taken by?
Yeah, Lord Vishnu's avatars, Dasha avatar, basically Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, which is the tortoise form, and the boar avatar, which is Varaha avatar, and then Narasimha avatar, which is half lion and half man avatar, and then Vamana avatar, dwarf form of God Vishnu, and Parashurama avatar, and then Ram avatar, Balram avatar, Krishna avatar, and then Kalki, which is not yet there. So,
so it's still ongoing.
Ongoing. We are still good people. So Kalki is only going to come when everything is bad out there, and we are still trying to live up to the righteousness, and we're still following dharma.
So what can people expect to see in your enactment of this entire Sri Ram dynasty, starting all the way from, so you're going to be starting all the way from Vishnu and coming.
That's a surprise. That's a secret.
Surprise. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you have to come to Dussehra Mela for that matter. It is going to be on October 17th at the Skeeters Stadium, and from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. And the highlights of the Dussehra festival is going to be bhajans, kirtans, children's costume contest, and we are also going to have Ram Leela stage show on on the stage along with the Ikshvaku dynasty
Evening
enactment.
with Ikshvaku.
That's going to be followed by a Dasara parade, just as we used to have in
Yes,
like in
Mysore.
And that will be followed by burning of Ravan, Meghnad and Kumbhakarna effigies, and the highlight of the evening is going to be the fireworks, which will be the finale. So
And don't forget the Garba.
Oh, they're
Garba
going to-
under the stars
Oh,
at
I
10
see.
10
o'clock.
to 11:30.
Oh,
Yes.
10 to 11:30, they're
See,
also going to
we are
have.
also here on your network, Dr. Nick, as part of the Dasra and Diwali festival media team.
Oh, yes.
So, and you are a media partner with
Oh.
Dasra and Diwali festival
right.
officially. So, when we are speaking on other radio shows,
Oh,
okay, we just want to take this opportunity to also
I see, yes.
give away some real details what the media team only knows.
That's right, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, you can get your tickets. So make sure that you show up with your entire family. Okay, let's talk about Diwali.
Diwali,
What is the significance of Diwali?
See, Deepavali, right,
Yeah.
or Diwali is, it literally means it's a row of lights.
Yeah.
And it is celebrated for different reasons all across India.
Yeah.
First is it's for some people it's goddess Lakshmiji's birthday. That's
Yeah.
when Lakshmiji came into this world, when that Samudra Manthan happened. And other reasons are when Ramji came to Ayodhya, and
That's right.
Ayodhya people were so happy to see Ramji after 14 years. And they
That's
got
true.
their king back,
Yeah.
who's a very righteous, lovely, generous, kind king. So they were all waiting for him. So they lit up their lamps to welcome
Yeah.
him. And another thing, again in the Andhra Pradesh where I come from, Telangana, it's divided now. So where I come from, where we come from, actually, it's we celebrate Naraka Chaturdasi,
I see,
which
yeah.
is one day before Diwali,
Yeah.
which is where Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna, killed Narakasur with
I see, yeah.
Satyabhama's help. So Narakasura again is another demon who
Yeah.
captured, who held 16,000 women
Yeah.
hostage, and afterwards Krishna had to marry them because they were all.
Yeah.
Because Narakasur was killed, and
That's right, yeah.
he had to provide security for them. So these are different reasons why people celebrate Diwali.
In Karnataka, when I was growing up, of course, Diwali was a big festival where we would put all these candles all across the compound, you used to call that.
Yes, yeah.
It was not a fence, it's a concrete fence. And put all these concrete fence, and then we used to use these sugar cubes made and make them into kind of like different kind of dolls and all this. Along with that, then we used to have sugar cane. Then we used to have this, we used to call teal, which is sesame seed
Yes,
with
yes, yeah.
nuts and all these things. So we go to all different people's houses, and so that we get all this. We were children, so mostly we were interested in the sweet,
Yeah.
the sugar cubes.
Festival means food.
Yeah, food, and also Diwali is a time, I guess it's a sort of marks the beginning of a new year. So we all used to get nice new clothes.
Yes, yeah.
New clothes, and of course some gifts from parents and uncles and all these things. So actually I put together a video, it's on YouTube on our channel, NIK NIKAM channel, the festival of Diwali, where we celebrate all these things, and of course everywhere you're going to have fireworks.
And some communities in India, they also do Lakshmi Puja.
I see,
Because the beginning of their new business year.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Maybe you can tell us a little more about your school, especially give us contact information about your school and your Vedic fair that is going to be coming up next March, right?
Next year, yes,
Yeah.
next year. Ashirvad, iLifestyle classes curriculum has yoga, meditation, different types of meditation for different people, shloka chanting, dances, performance, live shows like presentations, and bhajans, all these things are involved in the curriculum. We also celebrate festivals. And on Vedic Fair, Sriji can give more
And
information.
the biggest thing is the shloka chanting too,
I see, yeah.
which we believe has like a lot of positive energy. Whenever you chant it, we see in the kids who show a lot of interest in shloka recitation, they just love it. And then Vedic Fair is our iLifestyle class offshoot of a practical way of
I see,
getting
yeah.
the children into the community through them. So we have been doing it for now 4 years, and this will be our 5th year next year, 2016, and we do every year in March. So this time we are highlighting Lord Ram.
I see. Yeah.
So the diorama will be on Saket Lok, from where Lord Ram resides now, to the play which will be on Lord Ram. We're going to, Geetha ji is going to specifically highlight the 16 qualities of Lord Ram.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing. He's a Purushottam, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So he's the perfect man. So that's where the highlight is going to be. And lot of presentations on India, lot of booths. You've been there last year.
Yes.
And then it's going to be very festive in March.
One of the things I liked about your Vedic fair is where each student is involved in preparing a presentation. That's where they do a lot of research to put together a presentation, either it's on a computer or on a poster board or any type of decorations and all these things. I have seen all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you've been a judge, so you saw it very closely.
But the most important thing is when you make one child get involved in creating a scene or something like that, it's involving the whole family. It's not just one kid.
I think that's how Geetha ji's vision was when she came out with Vedic fair concept. That was the whole idea, involving the whole family.
That's right.
Directly involving the
student.
When we
make them do something, I think they have a lot more interest and a lot more learning opportunities than telling, okay, I need you to memorize this shloka here.
Yes, that is true.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes just putting the kids in the classroom every Saturday is like kind of, putting them by force there. So when you open them up and then do an event in that way, I think we have seen very good results come out of it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Triple N talk show, and we are talking about Indian festivals, especially Navaratri, Dussehra Mela, and also Diwali. And don't forget, this Saturday, October 17th, we are going to have Dussehra Mela at the Skeeters Stadium, starting from 4 p.m. till 10 p.m., which is going to be highlighted by bhajans, kirtans, children's costume contests, and there will be plenty of playing opportunities for children and plenty of Indian food too.
Yes, and you can call
candle aarti.
For Dussehra, and the Diwali festival costume contest. They can call Poonam Baveja 281-435-5507.
And of course, after that, we are going to have a Ram Leela stage show, and of course,
an evening with
Ikshvakas dynasty is going to be enacted on the stage, and this is going to be followed by the Dussehra parade of.
I'd like to little add on because Geetha ji is not giving away much. She's the presenter, so we have to respect that space.
Oh yeah, sure.
But the stage itself, you are very involved in the logistics of this festival, so. You are aware it's a 3-layer stage, 60 by 30, awesomely decorated. We have been told it's going to be like a concert-like stage, and with lot of lights. The presentation is going to be leverage out of the lights the stage provides. And then we have really made costumes for this show. We are just giving away this on your show. We haven't given this. We made new costumes, very nicely, trendily made. This is going to be really, you have to see. And then they're going to be 3 roles which going to be painted blue. The body, the face, everything going to be painted in blue. So you have to come and watch and keep guessing who they will be. Okay, never done in Dussehra and Diwali festival.
I know.
Okay, you know that. and then also the artists. There are about 30 artists for 20 minutes time. Okay, with about 12 dedicated volunteers behind the stage. We're going to leverage everything the festival is going to provide. And then also, this is the highlight for me. When Geetha ji presents this, she's going to mix up lot of tension, music, words, narration, all in those 20 minutes. So don't miss it. It's going to, we have been told it's going to start right at 7 o'clock. Going to go for 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
So be there, enjoy the show.
Absolutely. And one of the beauties of Dussehra Mela here being enacted on Skeeter Stadium is a conglomeration of all the festivities that are done all across India. Because when I was in Mysore city, all I watched was Mysore Dussehra festival. And you had a different experience, and people from the north side had a different experience. But here you get to experience everything put together,
Yes.
which is sort of unique in the United States, I should say, because this is maybe the largest Dussehra festival.
Yes, and then we have added aerial flower showering this time,
Yeah.
and Lord Ram as well as the spectators.
Yeah.
So that's going to be awesome too. And then there will be a Ram Mandir.
Yes.
And then Prasad all the way from Ayodhya.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss it for anything. Make sure that you are there at 4 p.m. on October 17th at the Skeeters Stadium, and you are going to have a life experience of a cultural event that is pretty unique. I should say, even in the United States.
Yes, yeah.
Geetha, it's been a pleasure talking to
Very
you
nice talking
and Sri, and we are going
Thank
to
you,
be
Dr. Srinivas Nikam.
meeting you in Skeeter Stadium pretty soon.
Yes.
Thank
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, that's all we have for this evening, and we will see you next Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. You are watching Triple N Talk Show, and I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and see you. Bye.